Some Muslims, like the one here in this comment, tried to defend Muhammad's marriage to a child by claiming that Rebekah was just a toddler when she married Isaac because Genesis 24:59 says that she took her wet nurse with her. But that's a complete misunderstanding. The Hebrew word menaki can refer to a wet nurse, but it doesn't require that she was still actively breastfeeding. It can also describe a woman who once nursed or even a caretaker who stayed on in the household. In fact, Rebekah's nurse, Deborah, shows up again in Genesis 35, verse 8, as an elderly woman, long after Rebekah was grown. Not only that, but the context of Genesis 24 describes Rebekah as a young woman who runs to draw water and gets enough for the servants and his 10 camels. Then she makes her own decisions to leave her family. That's not a toddler. So, no, Rebekah wasn't a toddler, she was a young woman, and the wet nurse was simply a lifelong household servant, not proof that she was still being nursed. So the Rebekah was a toddler claim completely falls apart. The text itself shows that she was a capable young woman, not a toddler, and her so-called wet nurse was simply a lifelong attendant, not evidence of breastfeeding. But even if, let's say for the sake of the argument, that Rebekah really was 3 years old, that still wouldn't present a problem for Christianity. Why? Because Christians are not commanded to imitate Isaac. Isaac isn't our example. Jesus is. Muslims, on the other hand, are required to imitate Muhammad as the perfect model for life and faith. That's why Muhammad's marriage to Aisha at such a young age is a serious issue in Islam. But Isaac's life, including whom or when he married, is never presented as a moral standard for us. Our standard is Christ, not Isaac.